Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. Today I'm going to be planting pansies. I'd also planned to plant foxgloves, but I guess I didn't order any. I don't know, can't find them. So if I find some foxgloves in the stores in the next 2 days, I'll probably plant a few up, but I won't show it in a video. It's that time where you can be doing that. Pansies is what we'll be doing today. Pansies are a cold weather flower, and that means that they can go outside before your average last frost date. And these say to plant them, I think they all say 8 to 12 weeks. They all say 8 to 12 weeks or 8 weeks before planting out. So that is a distinction to make on your seed packets compared to if they said 8 to 12 weeks before your average last frost date. So these can be planted out before my average last frost date. They can go outside when the temperatures outside are still quite cold. And as long as it doesn't get below, I like to err on the side of caution with about -10 Celsius, but you could probably even go colder. Of course, they need to be hardened off before you put them out in those temperatures, but they can go out quite early. So that's usually almost a month before your average last frost date. Sometimes here our weather can still be quite cold right up until like the week before average last frost, but you know, you just keep an eye on the weather and have some frost fabric handy just in case you need it. But I'll be planting 4 types of pansies. Pansies for me have been hit and miss on how well they do for me growing from seed, but I'm always eager to get some flats of them going because I found the last few years they're not as easy to get my hands on in the garden centers early, and they've really gone up in price. So if I can start them from seed, that just makes it less expensive and I just have them ready at hand. So I haven't looked at how many seeds are in each of these packs, but I'm hoping to plant a dozen of each of these varieties. And I have the Swiss Giants mix. And this is just called early flowering. Now it's called early flowering, and according to the back of the package, if they're sown and transplanted at the same time as the Swiss Giants, they'll flower at the same time. So I'm not sure, but they look like they're a little bit of a smaller, more petite flower. I just picked these 2 up like at my local store. And then I have Ocean Breeze Matrix. And these are supposed to be one that doesn't stretch. And then I have Frizzle Sizzle. And this, I believe, is a little bit larger. Yeah, 3-inch wide flowers and 6-inch high plant, 8 to 10-inch wide spread. So some things to know about pansies. And again, I haven't had the best success with them, but the things that the packages say, and this is what I go with, is that they like to be in complete darkness to germinate. So I will sow them in regular seed trays. I'll show you those in a minute. And then once they're all sown, and they're supposed to just be lightly covered, so then I actually put another seed tray on top of the sown seeds just to exclude any light. And I grow them, I will take the tray inside. So I'm in my greenhouse right now, but I will take them inside my house. They like normal room temperature to germinate. So I will take them inside, let them germinate there. And once they get a bit larger and the temperatures have started to settle down outside here in Saskatchewan, Canada, I will bring them out to the greenhouse to finish growing on outside. And that way they'll be nice and hardened off when it's time to put them out into the landscape or pots, wherever I decide to put them. So that is my plan for the pansies. I need to get them sown. I think I said already, I'm hoping to get a dozen plants out of each of these varieties. And so I've already filled up a tray with soil. And what I've done is I've just grabbed 4 packs. They're a little bit larger than some standard seed starting trays, and that's because I'm hoping that these will stay in here for the next 8 weeks or so and grow this way. So I want lots of room for the roots to develop and the plants to get nice and large and strong. It doesn't hurt to grow them in a little bit to start in a larger container. It just means it's taking up more space in your grow room. Like I said, I hope to have these outside in my greenhouse with a little bit of protection around March, the end of March. So they won't be in my grow room when I have a lot going on in there already. So that's my plan. And these are 4 packs, so I have 3 for each variety. And I'm just going to take, I've labeled 1 label of each color that I have, and I have 4 colors of labels, and then I'll just stick the corresponding label in the other trays, because I find when you have these separated trays like this, it's going to be very easy for the little trays to get mixed up somehow, and then I don't know what variety is what until they're flowering, and even then it could be difficult to know, but that's what I'm doing. So I have yellow tags for, what are these, the Ocean Breeze, and then I have blue tags, white tags, and pink tags, and that's the method I'm using just to keep them straight. So let's get to sowing these seeds. So I'm going to be starting with the Ocean Breeze pansies, and I just have this little pack here. It looks like I should be close to having a dozen seeds in here, and I'm just going to show you a little trick. These are very tiny, tiny seeds. So I just sprayed a little puddle of water back here with my hand sprayer, and I have a wooden skewer, and if I just reach in, then hopefully you can see there, I have that seed on the end there. So that can just make it easier to get it into the cell. And I'm just, for now, just going to do 1 per cell because I'm not sure how many I have. And it looks like I'll be close to having the dozen that I want here. Usually I can just do this with my fingers. And it looks like I will have a few more than a dozen. So I'm going to put a couple in each cell just to give me more chance of having good germination. So most of those have 2 seeds, and then these 3, I think it was, do not. But that works for me. So now, what's our next variety here? We'll do the early flowering, and they'll be the blue tags. That's not them. There they are. Again, a little pack. Now these are seeds that I've had from past years. So we'll see if they germinate for me. There's still a few in there, but we'll get started with this. So again, I'll put a couple in each because I definitely have enough of these for that. And they're older seed, and I don't know, but I kind of wonder if that's what the problem has been for me some years, is that I'm just using too old of seed. So I'm sowing these because I have the seeds for it and they're already old seed. I'm sowing them quite thick, and I'm just gonna try and get the rest out of here. Looks like we have the Frizzle Sizzle white tags and Frizzle Sizzle. These look like they have the same amount as the other Bessie's one. So should be able to get almost 2 in every cell here. So there was actually probably close to 2.5 dozen in there. Some of these wound up with 3 in them, but that should be good. Should hopefully get something to germinate that way. All right, and then the last one I have is the Swiss Giant Mix with the pink tags. This again. Now these say sow by December 23rd. So these are very old seed. I wonder if the other one, what it said on it. These say sow by December 24. So these should still be all right and viable because it's only 2024 now. This pack, obviously pretty old. So I might not get much out of these Swiss Giants, but it doesn't mean they're definitely bad. It just means that their germination rate has probably decreased quite a bit below the sellable rate. So I'm just trying to get the package open here. There's quite a few in here. The 2 packs from Pansies I had ordered in the fall, so they were fresher seed, but these other 2 were from just like Walmart or Canadian Tire or somewhere, so don't always get the freshest seed that way, and I'm not sure when I actually purchased them. It could have been 2 years ago, but there's quite a bit of seed here. So again, just like the early flowering, I'm just going to sow these quite thick, and then hopefully I'll have something come up. There they are. They're all sown and ready to be covered up. So it says to cover them lightly. I'm just going to use my fine vermiculite here, and I'll go a little heavier than I do for plants that want light. Again, I'm going to be putting a cover over these, so they will have the darkness that they need, even though they just want a light covering. So obviously it's a tiny seed. They don't have the same kind of energy as like a bean or something to push through the soil, and so they just need something light that they can push their way through, but they want the darkness, so that's why we'll cover it with another tray. The vermiculite will help to hold moisture right at the seed level, right at the top of the soil there. It also helps to keep things like fungus growth down by absorbing any extra moisture. And that helps to obviously keep down things like fungus gnats or, you know, any diseases that might occur. So now that I have the vermiculite on, I'm just going to give these a good misting just to really settle the seeds down into that soil and get the vermiculite nice and damp. I get asked about this sprayer a lot when I'm doing my seed starting videos. I purchased this many, many years ago from PV Mart. It has absolutely 0 branding on it, and I've never seen it there since. But there are several similar sprayers that I have seen on Amazon. And you can get these little pump style sprayers in lots of other places. I have others that have measurements on them from Princess Auto that come in different sizes. So if you're looking for just a nice sized handheld pump sprayer, I think if you just keep your eyes open, or like I said, look on Amazon, you'll be able to find them. And I've had this sprayer so long it doesn't always do what it's supposed to. There. All right. So the seeds are all planted up, and just to review real quick, they are just surface sown with just a very, very light covering of vermiculite on top. You could use some soil or peat moss, coco coir, but you want just a light covering so that they can easily push through the soil or covering when they germinate. They need darkness to germinate, so I will be taking another one of these watertight trays. From when I take them in the house, I'll put another tray and just flip it on top of this tray so that they have complete darkness. And they germinate at just general room temperature. So right, you know, in the 20, 22 degrees Celsius, you should be perfectly fine. There's no heat mat required, nothing like that. So you don't want to add extra heat to these. And you should have germination. They can take up to like 3 weeks to germinate. So keep an eye on them, and hopefully you'll see germination sooner than later, but it can take a while. So I'm going to take these inside, put them on my grow shelf, cover them up so they're not getting any of that light from my grow shelf right now, and just wait. So thanks for coming along with me today while I planted my pansies, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.